Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Malika and I recently moved to Houston, Texas. If you didn't know, I moved from Massachusetts. I've been here for 6 months. This is my 7th month, and this video is gonna be like things I didn't know, things I don't like, and things I didn't expect from Houston. I'm going out, so I gotta get ready first. So this is gonna be like a mix of get ready with me and me talking about my experience. Let me just talk about why I chose Houston. So I have been wanting to move for a while, but I never knew where I wanted to go. So for starters, I am from Massachusetts. I had lived there for basically like the majority of my life. I moved from Haiti to Massachusetts when I was 10 years old, and Massachusetts is like the only state that I've ever lived in. And growing up there, it was good. It was definitely like a nice state to grow up in, especially the area that we lived in. Like the schools were great. There was like things to do for the most part. I do wish it was a little bit more diverse growing up, but it's definitely diversifying now. I went to school an hour from where I lived for college, and you know, Boston was like 25-30 minutes away from me, and it was just like nice to live there, like especially as a young person. But by the like end of my college career, like during the COVID year, I was like, I need to leave Massachusetts. It's just too boring for me personally, and it just wasn't what I was looking for in a state to live in permanently. I applied to so many jobs like all over the country, basically in like areas that I think I would want to live in, but that didn't work out. So I was like, okay, you know what, since I don't know where I want to go, but I just know that I need to leave Massachusetts, I'll just do a road trip. I'll do a road trip, like go to a bunch of different cities and figure it out that way. Like I feel like once I get to the place that I want to be at, I'll just settle there. My friend, she had been thinking about moving to Houston because she had a cousin there, so she was like, oh, just come to Houston with me, at least you will have somebody that you know, you won't be alone. So I was like, okay, that definitely seems like a good idea. And Houston is one of the most affordable cities that had like a lot of the things I was looking for. When I first moved here, literally like as I drove into the city, I was like,
oh, the ghetto. The ghetto.
What is this, honey? Like it just was not what I thought it would be, because I didn't have the chance to visit before moving down there, because I decided on Houston in like November, and I moved, like I packed my stuff up and left the end of December. So there was like no time to go visit and do all that. So I was like, okay, like I'll just see it when I see it, like it'll be fine, like I love it. But when I pulled up, I was like, this is like, I'm very big into aesthetics and like beautiful things, and Houston is just not a visually appealing city to me. When I first get there, I'm already like, ooh, this city's ugly. Like it just does not look pretty. There's like power lines everywhere. Like there's not as many trees as there are in Massachusetts. It's just not looking pretty. So I go there, like I go to my hotel, blah blah. I'm like looking for, mind you, I didn't have a job when I moved, so because I was like, okay, like it'll be easier to get a job when I get there, when I have the Houston address. So I'm like, okay, gonna look for jobs, gonna look for apartments. I go apartment hunting. There's really nothing that I like in my price range, especially because I didn't have a job secured. So I'm just like, okay, like I'll just get this, like I'll be here for 1 year, and once I get a job and move and settle in and make more money, pack my stuff and go, like once my lease is over. I got my apartment, everything was fine. I keep applying to, like, when I tell you I applied to almost 200 jobs and I did not get a single offer, it was just so disappointing. Like, this year has really been the year of like me facing so much rejection, professional rejection. Like, this year has been so crazy. Like, I've never faced rejection like this. And I was like,
how do I deal with rejection? I'm dealing with a lot of rejection right now.
Why is it so hard to get a job? But it's like the job market is just so bad right now. But I finally ended up getting a job. Mind you, I was unemployed for like 4 weeks and I went 6 weeks without a paycheck. But now I'm like in a good job, not making as much as I want to be, but it pays the bills and I'm learning a lot for sure. Here are some things that I did not know about Houston that shocked me, that make me annoyed, that I'm not rocking with it. Okay, so first thing first, the roads. I thought Houston was gonna have good roads. Why are the roads worse than the roads in Massachusetts? It's like the roads, so they have speed bumps and they're not like real speed bumps. They just like didn't smooth it out perfectly. Y'all gonna fix my car, like get me new shock absorbers if something happens? Like, no, it's just terrible. Like, the roads really get me discouraged to drive here sometimes. It's just so ridiculous. Like, but then again, they don't pay taxes, they don't pay excise taxes or state income tax, so it's like they don't have money to fix the roads, because what is this? If you don't know, Houston, or like anywhere in Texas really, like the majority, a lot of the roads are one-way roads. So if you get lost or if you make the wrong turn, you will have to like loop around, and it's just super inconvenient sometimes. It's just not the vibe. The next thing about Houston, there is an Amber Alert every 30 minutes, I swear. I literally had to turn the Amber Alert notification system thingy off on my phone because I was getting too many Amber Alerts. Why are these kids getting snatched? Like, what is going on? So people talk about Houston flooding. I personally haven't experienced it, but that is something that you will have to watch out for. And there's like flood prone zones. I don't think I'm in a flood prone zone, but again, rather be safe than sorry. Just do your research. If you're like moving into an apartment, ask the leasing agent like, oh, how's the flooding in this area, blah blah blah. Throughout my hunt for a job, because I was looking in so many different industries, like I literally applied to every field that you could think of. I applied in the financial field, I applied in the education field, like marketing, social media, sports. Mind you, I have a degree in sociology. Like, the world is really my oyster. So I applied to everything, and all these jobs that were getting back to me were like marketing jobs, but it's not like the type of marketing, it's like sales basically. You go to people's houses and ask them if they want to sign up. Oh, do you want to sign up for T-Mobile, like Wi-Fi or something? Obviously I was like, no. I had another interview like a couple months later for another type of marketing, and it was like signing people up if they want to donate to like the ASPCA or something. It's just like a lot of these marketing jobs are like those, you know, like those people that walk around like your apartment complex and like ask you if you want to sign up, or like ask you what kind of electricity or like phone company you have to, and then try to make you switch over. It's just like, I don't want to do that. Like I want like a regular chill like 9 to 5. Like my money is guaranteed. It's not commissions, because all those jobs were commissions, and I was like, I need my guaranteed money, thank you very much. So that is also one of the things like you need to be wary of if you're applying for these marketing jobs. There are police officers everywhere. Like if you go into the grocery store, there's like a police officer. If you go to a restaurant, there's a police officer. It's like, it makes you feel very safe. Like I've never felt unsafe in Houston, but at the same time, I don't think it's because the police officers are there that I feel safe. It's just like, personally, I've never experienced anything that made me feel scared. I do know that there is a lot of crime in Houston, and when I was when I was doing my research on like people's experiences moving to Houston, everybody was talking about like their cars getting broken into and getting robbed and their tires getting stolen or whatever. Luckily, I haven't experienced that, but I do see like the TikToks about it sometimes, so it's also something you need to be wary about, especially if you have like a nicer car. Or I know like Kias get stolen, like broken into, like hijacked or whatever all the time. So just be mindful of what kind of car you have, and if it's like, if you might get robbed or your car tires taken, or I don't know. Now, the heat, I wanted to move to Houston because I wanted to be in the warmth, but this heat is something else, yo. I thought I was ready. I thought I could handle it, but I cannot. I really cannot. Granted, we were in a heat advisory, but at the same time, I just can't do it. But it's also like global warming, so it's like, can I, can't I? For the things I do like about, ooh, one more thing. I hate the nightlife out here. I do not like the nightlife out here at all. If you are someone who loves to dance, and like when you go out like to the clubs and stuff, you want to be able to dance, Houston is not for you. That is something that they didn't say in the videos that I watched, and I wish I had known. It's like, you see all these people talking about, oh, Houston's so lit, Houston's so fun, like blah blah blah, it's like really the party city. Sure, if you have like $400 to spend every time you go out, getting bottle service is definitely lit, but I don't have that kind of money to spend every night when I go out. Absolutely not. People don't dance out here. It's like, there's no dance floors. Every time I've never been to like a club that actually has a dance floor. It's all sections. It's all like seating areas. You have to get a bottle, you have to get a section, and then that's like one of the guaranteed ways you'll somewhat have a fun night. And I'm like, like, I'm Caribbean, I'm from Boston, like people dance out there. Like, y'all can't do me like this. Like, I did not know that at all, and that was really like one of the most disappointing things to me so far, because it's like, how is it that big of a city, that diverse of a city, and y'all don't even have like good like Caribbean places to like go dancing and go have fun, like go partying and stuff? It's just very, very disappointing to me. I was, oh my gosh, that's really like so disappointing. Like sometimes I don't even be wanting to go out. Mind you, like in Boston, I was out every weekend just because I love the club atmosphere there. Like, give it, sometimes, you know, it was like iffy, but it was still like, the night is what you make of it, okay? But here, there are options, but it's like none of the options personally that I like. Now let's get into what I do like. I love the prices of the apartments here. Granted, I can't afford it, but it is significantly more affordable than Massachusetts, than New York, then California, like all those expensive places, all those like lit places like Atlanta. The things you find in Houston, you would never find it for that price elsewhere. And I do love that there is a lot to do. In March, we had the March Madness. So it was like the college basketball like championship. And I went to see the teams practice. And that was a lot of fun. They had like tailgates and stuff. And then they had the McDonald's All-American games. So there is always something going on. And celebrities love coming here to party and stuff. So you'll definitely not be bored. I haven't gotten to do too much or as much as I would want, because like the first 6 months, basically I was struggling with money and stuff. Like I didn't have a good enough income to do a lot of what I wanted to do. If you come here with a secure job, like a secure plan, like you have money or you're rich, you will definitely enjoy it. I do love the diversity. I wish there was a little bit more young Caribbean people. I feel like there's a lot of like older, or maybe like the young ones are hiding. I don't know where they are. But I feel like there's a lot of Black Americans and a lot of Africans. But there's not that many, to my knowledge, Caribbean people. There is a lot of food options. Personally, I haven't gotten to try too much, again, because of my financials. So like a lot of my meals, like I just be cooking, honestly. And this year, like I really grew up in the short months that I've been here. Like I definitely needed this move to grow up, because I felt like I had plateaued in Massachusetts. Like there was no room, there was nothing for me to do there. I wasn't gonna grow if I had stayed. I definitely needed this move. I'm definitely glad that I made this move. But if I do end up moving, I will have to visit the place first, feel it out, see how I like it, and I will definitely move with a job secured. If you know what you want, I say go out there and do it, because I went out there and I did it. I wanted to move. I was so miserable in Massachusetts and I was like, I can't stay here anymore, I have to go. And I went and I did it. Granted, there were some challenges, obviously, because you're in a new environment with no family, barely any friends, and no job. Like I was basically starting at zero, but I did it. I'm definitely super proud of myself for doing it, and it was just a great move growth wise. So with that being said, I am grateful that, you know, I've gotten this far in my journey so far. I'm definitely trying to make the best out of my situation, and there's really nowhere to go but up from here. I feel like I've already hit my low point of this whole journey, and it's like I am so glad to be where I am at now, and I'm super excited to see what's next. I feel like this is blurry. I really hope it's not, but thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that. And if you have any questions about Houston or about my move, comment them down below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And I'm gonna see y'all next time.